Good morning. Here we are. Yep. Oh, goodness. Good morning. Is it a snow day for you? I don't go to school, but it feels like a snow day because there's snow outside, here in Pennsylvania anyway. Natalie, good morning, or Nat, I should say. I don't know if it's Natalie. That was just an inference on my own end. Alrighty, I am going from, there we go. This says, waking up, it's a winter wonderland. Oh, it is Natalie. Okay, thank you. That was, as I said, it could be Nathaniel for all I know. But I don't want to be rude and suppose anything. So good morning. Good morning. It is a winter wonderland where I live. It is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I'm hoping that is the case for everyone. That somehow nature did a nature-y thing and that the snow went all out to sea or something. Wouldn't that be cool? But I have yet to check in with my people. And yeah, so here we are. Oh, good morning, Erin. I wonder, well, actually, you're kind of far from the coast, so I'm thinking you didn't get a lot of snow. I'm thinking the folks who live closer to the ocean might have been. Yes, Shannon and retrograde, must be time to go to Palm Springs. You know it, when I'm going to have to be doing some shoveling today. But yes, couple of days in, and then palm trees, caftans, cocktails. Looking forward to it. But in the meantime, that's something to look forward to, but I've been looking forward to. I look forward to these TikTok lives and YouTube lives because I have gotten pretty darn good, I will say this, at getting stuff done, declutter-wise and otherwise, and it's feeling good, and I want to help you with what I have to share so you can. So one of the things, honestly, I feel like I do, and if you don't know me, my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach. My coaching is called Destination Decluttered. Alrighty, thank you. I will have an awesome trip, you guys. I am planning on it. And excuse me, I just have to look, because Erin said her friends in New Jersey say snow is deep and still coming down. We have some, when I woke up earlier this morning, it was not coming down. Now we have some flakes, but snow's going to snow. So yay for that. You not having a lot of it. I lost my train of thought. It's all good. I'm a decluttering life coach. I'm here to help you with your clutter. I did some decluttering yesterday, actually, working on the cassette project, actually, a couple of weeks ago. Me going through my own sentimental clutter. And I am down to 4 cassettes that I've kept, and 3 of them that I'm going to digitize a little bit because I don't need like the whole thing. So, yeah, it's going to be an adventurous week for all of us. This is when you realize how much we run on schedule and how a disruption in schedule can kind of throw you out of whack. Yeah. Oh, Penny Lou Magoo is planning to do my pajama drawer today. Awesome. I am a big pajama fan. I am. Keep the ones that are comfortable. Keep the ones that you like the colors of. Pajamas aren't necessarily something you need to look good in. It's more about comfort and stuff like that. Hey, speaking of warm weather things, Laura LGV is back in the house. I'm back from my cruise and plunged back into a winter wonderland. There we go. Kat Roby is a pajama fan too. I love it. Yeah. You made it back. Yay. So you'll be unpacking for the next hour. Okay, Erin, thank you for actually reminding me, getting me back on track. That was one of the things I was going to say that can be beneficial. And I want to be obvious about this. Kat Roby's putting her pajamas away in a new spot and then starting her laundry. Erin and everybody, one of the great things about me doing a TikTok live, and I typically, and I will do it today, this will be for an hour. So a chunk of time of an hour, and kind of using my showing up live to keep you company while you do something declutter-wise that you may struggle with or, kind of drag your feet on. Bonnie Esther, nice to see you. And so, Erin, I was thinking about that, about the fact that you have previously not been so psyched about unpacking your luggage. So how cool is it that you're going to do it? And if you get stuck, I'm here to help. Or even you don't need my help, but it's nicer to do it when people are around. So yay. I love it. Kat Roby's going to make the bed and draw the bath. Very good. Miss Ivy. All right. So we got some good stuff going on. I'm trying to think if there's anything kind of new or old in the declutter world that I can share with you. Nothing that comes to mind. You've got a little snow there in Virginia. I mean, this is one of those things too, where it's like, how can I easily find what I'm looking for? Is my garage in such a state that I have to like wrestle with it to find my snow shovel? Ours is actually, we usually in the summer, our snow shovels are way in the back of the garage. Now they literally are like living on the back breezeway because we use them so often. So they're seasonal things. So I know I could talk about like a bunch of random stuff that I'm just kind of pulling out of my head, let's say, versus that other area. But I really prefer, I get so much more enjoyment out of, Cap is snowed there on Long Island. Okay. It looks pretty, doesn't it? This might be a thing where you also, everybody, just also check on your neighbors. Make sure they're okay. You know? Yay. Penny Lou Magoo says, I finally began my good book. Well, here's the thing. Penny Lou, I'm looking for mine. Mine's right here. Finally shut up my backseat drivers. You quieted them down long enough to start the declutter, excuse me, let me get myself focused here. The good book. Your backseat driver will always be there. Your backseat driver for anybody. I talk about things like you're in a car, you're in the passenger, you're in the driver's seat, I'm in the driver's seat. There's a unhelpful voice that sits in the back seat. I call that your backseat driver. But then you've got a more helpful, loving, encouraging voice that is next to you, and that's your co-pilot. Both your co-pilot and your voice and your backseat driver voice will always be with you. But you can quiet them down, and it's good to practice quieting down the backseat driver of fear, and then that gives space so you can turn up the volume on your co-pilot. So yay, Penny Lou Magoo. But just know you didn't finally shut them up. You did long enough. But they'll always be there, but practicing turning them down. So if they come back to be like, wait, I thought I got rid of you. No, they'll always be there. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so Laura, Danielle is saying, when are you going on your trip? So the plan is to leave early on Thursday. So we've got tonight. Who needs tomorrow? Well, we need tomorrow too, because we got today, tomorrow, and Wednesday to have some fun and get some stuff done. But yes, looking forward to that. I'll be back the following Tuesday. Laura Gibbon Voorhees read Swedish Death Cleaning whilst on the cruise ship and the island. Recognized a lot of wisdom from you. Well, you know, the funny thing is that I probably got it from the Swedish Death Cleaning, or I read that and I said, yeah, I believe that too. So yay for you for reading about Swedish Death Cleaning on vacation. I'm excited because I just finished a book about happiness, which I enjoyed reading, but I am so excited to read some fiction, to read some stories, some escapism. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, here we are on the East Coast dealing with the snow. Pretty Patty says it's in the 90s here in Phoenix, Arizona all week. See, I would kind of love that. It's all about, what feels right to you. Farm Girl, good morning. So here's what I think would make the best use of our time, is taking a moment yourself and saying, what would I like to focus on now, myself, today, this Monday, what is it? Monday, February 24th, 23rd, close enough. Jennifer, the book is called New Happy, I think. Yeah, I actually saw the author here on TikTok. Yeah, I think it's called New Happy. I can look it up for you. Let me just see if I don't want to. Oh, actually, that's funny. A Chinese restaurant came up. that wasn't it. Yes, it's called The New Happy, by Stephanie Harrison. I enjoyed it. What would make you feel good this chunk of time that we're together? Is there something I can help you with? Is me just showing up and creating this space in your calendar where you've got from 8 to however, from now until however long you have to hang out, and maybe just hanging out and connection and things like that is going to help you get some stuff done? Cool. Taking a moment saying, okay, what do I want? Now, you shouldn't always be in a state of want, I guess, and that kind of lack things, but what do I want to happen? What do I want to spend my energy and time or money on? What do I want to do today before 9 a.m. Eastern? What do I want to wear this morning? I mean, we ask this question of us all the time. And if I say, what do I want? It's like, I want to be of service. A phrase I did not grow up with, I'll be honest with you. But I want to help. How can I help you today, right now? There we go. Penny Lou Magoo has her Bethisms at the ready for when I am decluttering on my own. That would be really fun. Now, I've said many times that I have no interest in writing a book. I've written books before, and I just don't have the motivation to do it. But I think it would be so fun to almost like if this was a class, like, okay, class, bring out your construction paper and your stapler and your crayons, and like you guys would write down, like each one of you was kind of creating your own book of Bethisms, that help you, the things that you've learned here that maybe I've said or somebody else has said, or that have popped up in your brain because of what we've been talking about, declutter-wise and otherwise. So think about those things. And yeah, I would offer this as kind of a slight focus is when I am not here, what's your plan? I will be off the digital grid, as I like to say. So will be off the digital grid and unavailable Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So it's 5 days in a row. So we are used to hanging out together and encouraging each other and solving problems and even just checking in. And notice checking in, and I think of Kat Roby and your checklists, right? Chunking it down. I love that. Coffee and calm. Nice to see you. But here's a really interesting thing, and I try to be as obvious about this as possible when it's happening, so that you know that there's maybe some kind of magic around what happens when we're together, but a lot of what we're doing is practical, helpful stuff. So notice, like when I am showing up, I have made the decision that I am going to show up at between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. Eastern for a solid hour and just be available. Notice that when I schedule myself, you may take a look at your calendar and say, I too will show up and tune into that TikTok Live of Destination Decluttered. Now, during this Destination Decluttered TikTok Live, I do my thing, but you all, or y'all, as Carla would say, get to do whatever you want to do. And that's where it comes with you. I want you to get curious and start to pay attention to the conversation you have with yourself about what do I want to do. And then don't stay in want, but get practicing in creating it, So what do I want to accomplish? Feel like really is a good one. What do I want to feel like between now and 9 a.m. Eastern when I sign off and bundle up and go shoveling? We also have a TikTok, a YouTube live later on this morning. So we could all have a chunk where we do something else, but we come back. But right now, this time, we've got 45 minutes together. And sometimes having that conversation with yourself about what you want, sometimes you say, I don't know. But you probably do, but you haven't given yourself the chance to think of it. And I don't know is a phrase that will shut you down. Okay? I don't know stops the conversation. Here's one that I'll probably pull out of my bag of, life coachisms. What if I did know? So instead of getting out of I don't know, what if I did know? What is something you do want to do? And then in my own notebook, I would say, I would pull out my notebook and I would write down some things. I would allow there to be a container, a place for my thoughts to flow out of my heart, out of my head, down to my hand. And then I would write them down so I could pay attention to that, So writing it down for yourself, to me, will always be the most important. Many people do share in the comments about what you're getting done today. Kat Roby did it. She also keeps us abreast of what she's doing. Her pajamas don't fit in the closet, so other stuff needs to go. Making small chunks of time to clean the closet, and you will also be chunking down you'll be chunking down when you clean the closet. You'll be doing that by chunks. Yay. Now, see, here's a fun thing too. Kat is noticing about herself. I have 9 pairs of readers on my nightstand. I love readers. Now, does she have 18 eyeballs? No, but she likes having a choice of readers, how they fit, I guess, how they look, all those things. So the quantity of items that you have in your life is completely up to you. So saying, what do I want? I want those readers. Feeling good about your decisions, what you have decided you wanted. And here's an interesting thing. You're out there and you see the cute readers, you go buy them. Do they work well? If they work well, you may consider keeping them. But the things that you buy or that you bring into your life that you discover do not work for you, but you struggle with letting go of, that's the clutter. That's the key. That's the fork in the road where you are there, literally, metaphorically. Think about it. You're in your car and you've got 2 roads. The one that says keep the thing and stay cluttered, or the one that says let go of the thing and then go towards a destination that you may be unfamiliar with, which is decluttered. So think about that, even being at a fork in the road and getting curious. And it's okay, that fork in the road has a stop sign at it. So you're stopping and you're pausing to decide what destination you want to get to. And you're the one who's going to be turning your steering wheel. You're going to steer yourself in the direction of either clutter or declutter. Yeah. So Penny Lou says, destination declutter. I love it. DD, TT, and YT. You call it the same thing I do. TikToks and YouTube Lives are in my calendar. I listen when I'm driving and interact while eating breakfast. I love that, Penny Lou Magoo. The great thing is that while you won't be able to technically interact, you could interact with some of the what do you call it? The videos. I'm just looking to see how many they are. See, it just says 1K now, which is cool. Making a plan for when I won't be here. Now, you may want to take a break and say, I'm not going to declutter I'm only going to declutter when Beth's around, but Beth won't always be around. And I will tell you, you guys, looking in my calendar right now, because I have my travel calendar in my view at all times, things are ramping up. There's going to be more times in the next 2 months that I am not going to be around. So practicing doing this on your own. Okay? All right. So Penny Lou, defining clutter. I would love to define clutter. Clutter is personal. Clutter is personal. This is why you can look at somebody else's stuff and say, I can't believe you have all this junk. And yet to that person, it's not junk at all. My stuff is good stuff. Your stuff is crap. I mean, George Carlin, I believe, said this I feel like it was in the 70s, right? But what I will offer to you is clutter is the stuff. To me, I think clutter is the stuff, like the physical stuff and also the thoughts. The thoughts and the stuff that you hang on to, but it's not serving you well. It is not in service to you. It is not treating you nicely. It is not helping you live the life you want to live. It's making it more difficult for you to live the life you want to live. It's getting in the way. It's not working well. It's making you feel bad. So clutter is the stuff that there is a part of you that knows it doesn't want it. Okay? There's a part of you that doesn't want it, but a part of you that's saying, no, hang on to it. So this will be, the left hand will be like, let it go, let it go, let it go, right? Let it go, not a problem. Hang on to it and feel good, not a problem. Clutter creates tension because part of you wants it and part of you wants to let it go, or part of you wants to keep it even though it's not working out for you. If you want to keep something, just have the conversation. Is this helping me or hindering me? Okay, so hopefully, Penny Lou, that helps. If not, let me know. And notice tension, a line between 2 points. Tension is created when there's a struggle. Tension is resolved and released when you decide one way or the other. I'm going to find you. I'm going to get you. Choosing in a way that releases the tension, both short-term and even better long-term. Okay? Now, yay for Barbara. We always celebrate our wins here. Yesterday, Barbara vacated another storage unit. Yes. Again, some moving, but much more organized. Every time you declutter, you get better at decluttering. Yay. Yay. Now, Jessie, let me help you out with this, okay? Jessie is saying the bags, the boxes, the laundry baskets are so overwhelming to sort. You have just overwhelmed yourself, and I know it, okay? And I will say this. So, Jessie, this will help you. 4 things, and everybody, since I won't be around later in this week, and I'm going to be kind of hit and miss for the next couple of months, 4 steps I want you to remember. And see, notice how I put my hand this way, okay? I put my hand this way because it's from top to bottom. It's in order. It's like a line. It's not 4 things. I guess you could go left to right, right to left. I like to go top to bottom. Number 1, everybody, how are you feeling physically right now? Do a scan from the crown on down. And how are you feeling physically? Now, what I'm sensing, I could sense overwhelm for me. I tend to feel it right here. Like, even my notice, my jaw tenses. I get that grimace on my face and not like a milkshake. Okay. But okay, I realize I'm a little bit overwhelmed. So I feel the overwhelm in my body. But anything else physically can I deal with? Am I hot? Am I cold? Do I have to pee? Am I hungry? All of those things. Take care of your human body, those basic physical needs. The other one, though, Jessie, is number 2 is overwhelm, is your nervous system. Your nervous system, it's so funny. It's like, if you think about it, this has just occurred to me. There's overwhelm, which is over the whelm. So I guess this is whelm. There's underwhelm, where you're kind of like, I'm so underwhelmed. So overwhelm is too much. And notice what you did and how I know it. You listed a bunch of, well, first of all, you said the word overwhelm, but you listed a number of things. So any kind of overwhelm of quantity, bags, boxes, laundry baskets. So you've got a lot of containers that contain stuff. You will overwhelm yourself if you look at it all. So this is why one of the ways that we help to get out of overwhelm is, first of all, let's deal with our physical body. Let's sit down. Let's loosen down our muscles. I use the word down here a lot, okay? So write this down so you remember it when I'm gone. Breathing down, slowing down your breathing. Not, oh my God, it's so much, I can't, yeah. Wow, I just exhaled a lot of air, okay? Calming down your physical body, calming down your nervous system. Focusing down on just one of those things. One bag, or one box, or one laundry basket. You can't, there's no way you can do it all at the same time. You're not an octopus. You don't have 8 arms to hold you. You just have 2 arms, 2 eyes, and 1 brain. So you need to chunk things down. So get yourself out of overwhelm. Practice de-overwhelming yourselves, going from overwhelm to whelm. Feeling better, you will do better, and chunking down, focusing down, writing down bags, boxes, laundry baskets, and then circling one that you're going to choose. Okay, so do not overwhelm. Kat Roby is your birthday? No, that is your birthday. I have a daily night. I love it. Your daily quote calendar. Oh, I have a daily quote calendar. I keep it in view because if I don't see it. All right. Let go of old limiting beliefs and cling to your decision to create the life you desire like your life depends on it. Because guess what? Your life does depend on it. Thank you, Jen Sincero. All right. And then I take the one that was from this weekend and I put it in the recycle bin. All righty. All right, here we go. I'm going to back up. All right. Okay, so Erin says, constant thought, where can I put this? And will I remember where it is when I need it? Okay, this goes back to choose. Choose? That's not even a word. Choice. Choosing. I was trying to combine the two. If you're constantly asking, where can I put this? Choose a place to put it and practice keeping it there for a while. If you're constantly moving something, you're not allowing the path to grow, the association to grow between yourself, your brain, and the item. You're moving it around. It's a moving target, so you won't be able to know where it is because you've kind of put it down so many places. Practice putting something in a place that makes sense to you. And what I would say too, Erin, is my thought is that stuff that you're asking where to put it, unless you're always introducing, like when you introduce something brand new to your home, you will need to find a place for it initially. Find a place that puts it in arm's reach where you would most easily be using it and also within the frequency that you use it, and then practice with it being there and see if that place works. Deciding, I will practice putting my hairspray here. For this week, my hairspray is going to live there. And during the week, I'm going to notice, do I like it when it's there? Because when you do that, you will find out valuable information. Do I like that that's there? Is it easy for me to get? Is it getting in the way? Is it falling over? Is it looking junky? Or, hey, this seems to work out pretty well. Let's keep it. So practice putting things there, but let them sit there for a while. It's funny. I'll try to remember this. Actually, I'll write it down, and I will say trivet, because there is an artist. Her name is Karita Kent. I knew about her because I used to drive past the Boston gas tanks going to college, and I have some lists of her for her art class, and one of them was kind of like do something and sit with it for a while. So that's what I recommend to you, Erin. So just this week, practice keeping things in that one place and then seeing if you like it, but also, seriously, you guys, seeing what you don't like about it, because what you don't like is a problem that can be solved. If I don't like it there, why don't I like it there? Well, because it's in my eye view and I don't want to see it all the time. Well, let me put it in a place, therefore, where I don't see it all the time. All right? Leslie, good morning. Snowy morning to you too. Using this live to organize my day. So organizing your day, this is what I do when I'm not, actively talking to you guys, is I will sit at the kitchen table or just here. I tend to spend a lot of time here. I like this. This is my little nest. And I will open up my notebook to the back page, and I will just jot down some stuff. Vacuum. Oh, this is from yesterday. And I will say, what do I want to do today? Now, I just crossed out some things that I did yesterday. One of them I didn't, so I circled it. So I will write down kind of a messy brain dump list. This is number 3. We talked about physical, how you're feeling, nervous system, getting down to whelm, right? Getting down to whelm, not overwhelm, just whelm. And then number 3 is going to be writing down. Writing down, I am telling you guys, this is a freaking game changer. If you keep the thoughts in your head, it's like a swirling spiral of spaghetti all over the place. Get that spaghetti out of your head. Dump it down into the colander, okay? Straighten it out. And then chunk it down if it's too big, okay? Yeah, so here, Cap, thank you for keeping me on score. So the 4 things, Cap. Number 1, physical body. So this is, if I were writing a book, I would be talking about how I use the word down. You would notice my repetition of the word down. Physical body equals crown on down. Number two is nervous system. So that is, I call it calm down the nervous system, but also it would be kind of more like all the downs, because there's so many ways you can use the word down to calm down your nervous system. Sitting down, quieting down, softening down, eyes down, breathing down into the butt, into your belly or into your toes, slowing down your exhale, shoulders down, repeating those. All right, so that's number two, is all the downs to calm down your nervous system, to get from overwhelmed to whelm. Number three is writing down. And number four is chunking down what you've written down. Okay? So. Okay, Kat Roby says, flipped today to today quote, love never asks how much must I do, but how much can I do? And Beth would also say, how much do I want to do today? I can do a lot. Do I want to do what I can do? This is a lesson I learned at work. I am good at a lot of things, but some things I'm good at, I don't want to do. Don't be good at something you don't want to do, or else you end up doing it. Yay. Okay. Now I love it. Gina says, I ask myself, do I really need to buy it? Sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes the answer is yeah. Do I have room for it to store it? If it's not really, it stays at the store. Now, this will be interesting, you guys. I will be watching myself, and I will be collecting stories to bring back to you from Palm Springs, because that is a place that tends to have a high concentration of the things, the tactile things that I like, that I would like my home to look like. I will be curious about what I come home with, and the stories that I tell myself to either keep it at the store or to actively bring it with me. I will tell you, the funny thing is the last time I was in Palm Springs last April, I ended up buying 2 bowls that I thought were cute, but man, they were heavy. They were heavy, but I brought them home anyway. And then when we used them at home, they weren't really, I ended up not liking them. So you know what I did? I immediately, even though I had just bought them, I donated them to the thrift. And the fun thing was, is I saw somebody else had gotten them from the thrift and thought they were awesome. You know? Alrighty. So, take a nice spring soak. Yes, for all of us. I don't know if I'm going to get up to the springs, but I know that the place we're staying has a hot tub. So I'm definitely going to do that. And I will think of you guys. Yeah. Yes, Jennifer, I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite places. You know, for people who like that. Other people like I like the ocean. I like the desert. Not so much the mountains are fine. You know, they're good. Whatever. But I really like the ocean and Palm Springs. Somebody said something I wanted to follow up with. Carmen, it says, I'm at a standstill on my house. Okay. That's all right. There's something that's causing you to stand still. So hopefully you're standing still and looking around going, this place looks fucking awesome, huh? So I hope that's the case. If not, where is there a particular room you're stuck in? Notice what I'm doing. This is me like doing the thing and then being the commentary on the side, like the Olympics. Notice she's asking the person to chunk it down. Not just my house, but chunking it down and getting more specific. The closer you can get to a specific and a smaller chunk, the easier it will be to work with. My whole house? Oh my gosh, I have no idea. But if I go room by room, what is stopping me? So, and not even what is stopping me, what do I see that I feel, ugh, I can't do? Notice the unhelpful voice saying, I can't do it, I am stuck, keeps you not doing and being stuck. Okay, I love it. Carmen is playing along. Thank you. Carmen says she has chunked it down to the basement and it's your husband's stuff. Okay, now this is interesting because not knowing kind of what your journey has been to get to here, what I will offer is pretty much all of us, unless you live alone, and even when you live alone, I bet you have stuff in your house that you consider somebody else's stuff. Okay? So, Carmen, I get that your husband has stuff. My husband has stuff in our basement. Pretty much almost all of the stuff in the basement is my husband's. One of the things, though, before we start kind of trying to declutter him and his stuff, I want to make sure that we know how to declutter our stuff. So is everything of yours all decluttered? Or are you struggling with decluttering some of your stuff? Okay. Now, I say this because the only way you really learn something is to do it. And the more you do it, the better you become at it. And the more you understand what the steps are. Okay, you did all of yours. Okay, I did mine after Christmas. Okay, so this is where I would say if you're in good shape clutter-wise and you're looking at this stuff in the basement with your husband and it's creating a feeling of, you insert adjective here, like the Mad Libs. I'll say aggravation. That would be me. I'm aggravated. I feel a sense of tension. And tension is caused between two different expectations. It's what it looks like there and what I want it to look like. So notice that tension. Where's my little rope here? If you didn't mind how it looked, you'd be fine. But there's tension because this is how it looks, but you want it to look something else. You want it to be something else. So there's tension in yourself that also may translate into tension between you and your husband, depending upon his thoughts and feelings. So this is where I think it would be helpful before we ever talk to your husband about this, because we want to be strategic about this. We want to come in with a plan, a game plan. And I don't even play games. What's your destination? What would you like the basement to be like? And this is where I would sit down. I would start to write down. And I would get clear on, notice she's asking her the question of what do I want? I want the basement to, and I would use this template. I want it to look like adjective, 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 at least 3 adjectives. I want to feel adjective, adjective, adjective when I'm in the basement. Now the feeling, if you're feeling madness, you might want to think of the opposite. If you're feeling tense, you might want to feel relaxed, okay? But I would get clear on what you're aiming for, not focusing on. Notice above me, the road trip here. We're not focusing on what it looks like now or what you'd have to do to get there. No, block those things out. All we're doing, and it's hard to see with your things here, your comments, everybody's comments. We're only focusing on the destination at the moment, all right? Ignore how it looks. Now, in reality, use your imagination and write down how you want that basement to look, how you want to feel, how you want it to function. What are some things you want to do with that space, if anything? Write those things down and notice what is in the way, but also share initially with your husband your vision. Notice sharing your vision. I have a vision in my head. I have a picture in my head that I just have drawn some descriptors about, that this is what I would like the basement to look and function and feel like. How about you? Does this sound like a good destination that we could be on a road trip together? What would you like to? I would also be curious about and ask them to decide what they want. What do you want the basement to look like? What would you like to do with that basement? Getting buy-in, getting them participating in it. And notice I'm talking to Carmen about the basement and her husband. You, everybody here watching, both this live here on Monday, February 23rd, 2026, and when this is recorded, you can put yourself to say, okay, yeah, that's not me and my husband, it's my kid in their room, or my family in the family room, or my mother in her garage, or whatever. Practice asking yourself what you want as a good starting point. And is what you are imagining giving you a good feeling of relaxation, of knowing where things are, things like that. We want to do this because when you are in an adversarial relationship with somebody about trying to get something done, you will not make as much progress. For example, it would be like in a car road trip analogy coming to town. It would be like you say you want to get to Las Vegas. Your husband's like, yeah, I don't want to get there. I don't want to. So the both of you are in the car, but you're the one doing all the driving because he's like, I don't want to get there, so I'm not going to do anything to help us get there. On the other hand, if the destination is something you're both like, yeah, that would be really cool, then you do some driving and he takes over driving, and then you take over driving and he takes over driving, and you get there more easily. You're both excited about it because you have something that you're both excited to aim for. We're almost there. This is so cool. Oh my gosh, look at how much better this place looks. We're almost there. This is why you want to get your definition. Start with yourself. Then ask what everybody else wants. Then create a destination that works for the both of you. Now, sometimes the other people say, I don't care. Then that's good because then you get to make your destination the one that comes up. Does that help, Carmen? But I think when you said you were at a standstill, notice that you're standing still because you're not sure what to do or how to get there. So start to define your destination. And then, as I said, if somebody else's stuff is in the way, share that vision so they can see things not as how they are, but how they could be if they just moved their crap. Okay? Now, we're going through this, I will say, personally, our basement at this time last year, we had to move everything out of the basement and somewhere. Yeah. So there we go. Yeah. Sounds good. I have to take baby steps with him. Yes. And as we do. He is listening. I hope he soaks it in. Yes. But having you guys having a conversation about this, because it should be something that that you both want to do. And if not, why? What is it? And trust me, I have a lot of ideas. They're all not great though. Occasionally I have a not so good idea. But I want to know, I want to get some perspective. Why wouldn't that work for you? And then my husband will say, oh, well, because I need to plug in all these things. And this is where, literally, it's called the snake. The snake comes down and upstairs and it needs to be, oh, okay, now I get it. I didn't realize that needed to be over here because of where things get plugged in. Now I have a better understanding. So we cleared up that confusion and it doesn't become a tug of war. Okay? Yeah, Jesse, I am going to get at least one thing done today. How about this? I don't know what your plan is, but you noticed that you had like a bag, a box, a basket. You had one container filled with clutter. So it's 8:43 Eastern. I will be here for the next 17 minutes. Then I take an hour chunk to do other stuff. Then I come back to the internet, but instead of being here, I'm on the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. So you could get something done today, Jesse. And I'm just saying this as an encouragement. Why don't you just pick one of those bags, one of those things? Much like Carmen said, baby steps. We all baby steps ourselves. Pick one container, and could you dump it out and see what it is and deal with just one of those containers between now and whenever it is, 10 a.m. Eastern, an hour and 15 minutes? I don't know your schedule, so the answer may be no, I have to do other things. I'm offering to you, this is what I'm doing, people. Notice what I'm doing is I am establishing, instead of saying I could get it done today, we're getting more specific and we're creating like a due date. I don't like to say deadline, but a due date, a due time. That between now and I will do it. Get it? Due date, due time, all in due time. Could you do that between now in the next hour and 15 minutes? The answer can be yes, the answer can be no. But if you do that, then you could show up at the Destination Decluttered YouTube and either congratulate you on your wins or congratulate you on what you did do, and I could be there to help you with what you discovered that you were struggling with. Okay? So I hope that helps. Now, Erin, I am glad you like the analogy. Everybody in my house wants to do this, go to the same destination, but not sharing in the driving. Yeah. So notice that with your lovely daughters. You guys also need to practice driving because this is an important life concept. You need to be able to drive yourself to your own destinations. So teaching them how to create what they want. If they want a clean kitchen, they will benefit from practicing how to create a clean kitchen and not relying on somebody else to clean it for them. When you can create the reality you want, that is a power. And so you helping them to realize this, even Auntie Beth right here, in saying, okay, like this is what we do. And maybe it's kitchen night is Monday is mom and Tuesday is daughter one and Wednesday is daughter two. And then Thursday, and then everybody switches off driving towards that road trip. So it's not all or nothing. It's everybody is contributing, you know? Oh, hey, there we go. Laura Gibbon Voorhees. We are having our crappy garage torn down in a couple of months, building a new. It's a decluttering opportunity, but also, if you don't ask yourself, what do I want my new garage to look like, to function like, and how will I feel, be careful because you may reclutter the new one. Yeah? Jesse, I'm saying this with love. I can sense you are in overwhelm. Okay? Notice where all of your words are painting a really big picture that is causing you to feel helpless. I have a house full of clutter. I started a year ago, and now I have one room getting the piles. Okay, so you've concentrated your piles in it, and I noticed the hand smack emoji. You have a room that has a bunch of piles in it. I am here with you to help you. Now, Jesse, I got to admit, I don't know how long you've maybe been following me or knowing, but maybe what you did was you did it the way you knew how. I am teaching you a different way of doing this. And as I said, the top 4 things we're always going to check on before we ever drive forward is how are you feeling physically and how are you feeling physically specifically in your nervous system. And if you are in overwhelm, I will just share with you, things will be more difficult if you ignore trying to regulate your nervous system to calm it down, to at least get out of the overwhelm and into neutral, or whelm as we're calling it today. So practice some of these things. Get maybe some of the tension out of you. Shake your body. Get it out of you. Calming it down, writing it down. You can do things to do that. But unless you get yourself, everybody here, I'm not just pointing out Jesse, notice this yourself. Prepare yourself for the journey so it's a pleasant one. Doing things in overwhelm and anger and fear and frustration makes the journey feel like a crappy one. So you calm yourself down. You say, instead of I can't do this, you say I can do something, and you do something, you'll feel better. Alrighty? Alrighty, now, user 1963 says, my youngest daughter is moving back home to Chicago. It's amazing how moving is a motivator. Yeah, there can be a lot of motivations. Alrighty. So there we go. Kitchen, yes. Other room deadlines have passed. I'll now be making decision on what stays or goes. Yes, and I would also just be clear about that with them. Okay, just so you guys know, last-ditch effort, but to be clear, this is the point where I am starting to pitch or keep things. Yeah. Yeah. And it's true. Create the reality you want. What do I want? And I am creating it. You are powerful. You are a powerful creator. I feel like a self-help book, but it's true. You can create the life you want. And I don't mean this by I'm not going to say you're going to get a yacht and some bling and no cellulite, but what I'm saying is we can at least create a decluttered home. That I can now. I mean, look at Kat Roby. She just created the destination she was looking for. Check, 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 check. All lists done. And bonus, clearing the nightstand and exploring how to store her readers. Go, Kat, go. Go, Daddy-o. I love it. Yeah. Okay, so Jesse, I've been following you for 2 years now, and you have been the main reason I've gotten to where I am. Well, I hope where you are now is better than it was 2 years ago. Was it? But I will share with you, Jesse, that's awesome. Let's continue to hang out together. You're not there yet, so don't give up now just when you're like, oh, I'm afraid I'll never get there. This is when I always like to have my little handy road trip, right? I've been trying and trying and trying, and I'm not there yet. I'm so tired, but look at how far you've come. take a look in your rearview mirror and notice all of the stuff that you have done that worked since 2 years ago. So you are making progress. You have made progress. Today you will make progress. Tomorrow you will. Tomorrow, and everything progresses. Yes, notice. This is what's better. You know what's going to making you feel better? Notice your change in emoji. You guys, we all use the emojis, right? You went from the hand smack and the overwhelm, ugh, to the hearts. That is a good shift, to know that you're shifting into neutral. You're calming down from the fear and it's not working to I have made so much progress, so much progress. Even the additional vowels emphasize. My kids are so happy. Yay, you are making your kids happy, but what about you? What about you? Okay? Yeah. Now, Carmen, paperwork is crazy with all my husband's medical appointments, working on more files. Yeah, my husband's got some medical paperwork we need to deal with as soon as I get off of this call. Find a pile. And, yes, files. Sometimes if you have physical paper, a file folder that has, here's all his stuff for his sciatica. Here's all the stuff for his ingrown toenail. Here's all the stuff for his, eye surgery, whatever it is. Yeah. So, yes, chunking it down, keeping the things where they won't fall out or lose them. So, yeah, working on more files. Yeah, put the paperwork where you can easily find it. So you're doing good stuff. You all are doing good stuff. We all are doing good stuff. And let me also emphasize this notion of how are you feeling physically, calming down your nervous system, writing down and chunking down. That's to get you to that when you get into gear, you have a plan of where I'm headed. You do this a lot in your real life because every time you walk out to your car and get in the driver's seat, you have a destination in mind. You have prepared yourself to get to that destination. You're going to check to see if you have energy in your tank. You know where you're headed. You maybe put it in your Google Maps to see what's the easiest way for me to get there. You do this in real life. You can use that same approach to help you get stuff done as well. Create the destination. Make sure you're feeling good about it, that you have gas in your tank and time to get there. And Carmen, what you always motivate me, what I will also emphasize is start to get curious, you guys, because it may be different for everybody. And this is not about me, it's about you. What is it about what happens during these lives that causes you to go from overwhelmed to feeling motivated, from discouraged to encouraged? What is it that happens here with you? Is it that you're surrounded by people who are in the same boat, so you feel like you're not alone? Could be. Could it be that I am often noticing how you're feeling and trying to calm you down to get you off the ledge by not yelling at you, because that may have you jump, but instead encouraging words, talking with love and kindness, being gentle and understandable and friendly and encouraging. The way I talk to you during these lives, practice talking to yourself like this all the frickin' time. Okay? So I share this with you. I want you to really, this is a learning exercise on levels, different levels. And the great thing is about how I coach is that I am not here all the time. You cannot rely on these lives to motivate you all the time, so that I want you to be curious about what is it and how can I generate this in my own life so that it's not like when I'm away in Palm Springs for 5 days and then I go help my mom with her taxes and then I go to with my husband on tour and then I'm with my friends and then I go to this place and I go to that place, that when I'm not here, you're at a standstill. Okay? So I say to you, learn from what goes on here. Learn about yourself. What works for you and what doesn't. I coach you I help you the way I know I would like to be helped, which is not being talked down to, somebody not being mean to me and yelling at me. Instead, kindness and curiosity and patience and gentleness and encouraging whatever you did, encouraging what happened and getting curious about what didn't work well and trying again and never giving up on yourself. I mean, look, I have not given up on this approach, and there are now over 1,000 videos over the past 3 or 4 years. I always forget. It might even be 4 years. Let me check. The oldest recorded video on my YouTube channel, it was from 4 years ago. So 4 years of me saying, I believe this process works, which is to talk to yourself kindly, to not beat yourself up, to notice if you're overwhelmed, and then remember, wait, stop. Hammer time. I can do something about that. And I use the word down to sit down and calm down and quiet down and shoulders down and volume down. And then from there, whatever's overwhelming me in my head, I write it down. I get that stuff out of me. All those thoughts. Okay? So I am here to help you when I'm here live, but also to help you write your own book about works for you. What are the Bethisms, as they say, that help you? Now, the Bethisms that I tell you are probably something I picked out from somebody else. Chunking it down, I think I got that from a Jen Sincero book. LGV said she was reading Swedish Death Cleaning. I'm sure that there's some stuff that I learned from that I pull into my own thing and I make it my own. It doesn't have to be a unique idea to help with people. What I say to you is find something that resonates with you, yeah. And write it down and read it often. For the last 4 years, is it? Let me see, 2024, 2023. At least 3 years I've officially written down, what do I want? And it's changed a little bit every year. In 2023, I wrote down, and I have this on what do I want to happen? With a smiley face. 2024, what do I want? Smiley face. 2025, what do I want? And then state I am creating. What do I want? I want X. And then practicing I am creating whatever that X was. It's taken me 4 years to get here. It is a fun journey. It's been a fun journey, makes it seem like it's going to be over. It's not going to be over for the near future. But these things take time, as the Smiths once said. That's okay. If you do it the way that I recommend, every single day will have a bit of that spark of the destination in it, and you'll feel good, and you won't even realize that 4 years have passed. And it won't take you as long as you think. It will take you longer when there are days when if you don't start, it just pushes the get to their date off into the future by 1. So I say this, I love it. Jesse says, making my plan. Okay, writing down your plan, Jesse. 1 box, 1 bag, drinking my coffee now, and then gonna get moving. But you know what's neat? Already what's moving in you are thoughts and feelings. Let those thoughts, encouraging thoughts and feelings of good feelings guide you. Okay? Now, the good thing that I have is the fact that I'm feeling good about what I'm doing and helping you. So I hope this is helping. And so I say this, task by task, we are all moving together. Let's move together in a direction towards something we all want. Okay? Leslie M., thank you for reminding me to look at the clock. I've got less than a minute here. Have a great day. I will have a great day. What do I want? I want a great day. So what are the ingredients? I'm going to write them down. I'm going to make it happen. Hope to see you on the tube, Yeah, so Gina says, if clutter means feeling trapped and overwhelmed, let's work the opposite. How about free and feeling good? And that sounds like a destination worth driving towards, all right? All right, you guys, I'm signing off. Beth, Destination Declutter, Decluttering Life Coach at your service. I've got more TikTok live showing up for part of this week. YouTube live is showing up. If you want to know the schedule, just make sure you're on the mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com. Scroll down, add your name, and you'll get the schedule. All right. See you guys in about an hour. And I'm going to go see how my husband is and do some shoveling. I'll see you. Bye.